Hey you guys, today we're going to talk about circles, and specifically we're going to talk about arc and central angle measures. So we got a circle. The point in the middle of the circle is called the center. A segment that goes from one side to the other through the center is called the diameter, and half the diameter, or from the center to the circle, is called the radius. Now, if you go all the way around the circle, that is 360 degrees. But if you go halfway, or if you do a semicircle, see this is a diameter, so you go from one end of the diameter to the other, that's 180 degrees. All right, so let's just talk about what those things are. A central angle is an angle whose vertex is at the center of the circle and whose sides intersect the circle. So here we have a central angle, CAT, okay? And then an arc is the section of circle that is formed by this central angle. It's a set of points along a circle defined by central angles. So here we have the angle DOG, which is a central angle. And then we have two arcs that have been formed. Now the arc DG right here is called a minor arc because it's less than 180 degrees. And then we have arc DAG, which is a major arc because it's more than 180 degrees. So the angle is this part right here. This is an angle. And then the section of the circle, or where it's been sectioned off because of a central angle, is called an arc. A few little notes to go with this. This is really easy. So, the degree measure of a minor arc is equal to the degree measure of its central angle. So, here we have a minor arc formed by central angle JKL, and since the measure of this angle is 80 degrees, then the measure of this arc is also 80 degrees. All right, it says the degree measure of a major arc is 360 degrees minus the degree measure of the central angle. So here we have the central angle of 50 degrees. So the measure of this major arc, this arc LEV, would be 360, but you would take away this minor arc created by the central angle, which is 50 degrees, for 310 degrees. And then, like we said before, the degree measure of a semicircle is 180 degrees. So we have arc RPW, this right here. And that's a semicircle. This is a diameter. So that's 180 degrees. Let's do some examples. All right, we're going to start with a couple of easy ones. And I've marked the area we want to find out with a question mark. So it gives us the length of the arc, or the arc measure rather, is 125 degrees. And it wants us to find the measure of this angle, the central angle. Well, since it is a minor angle, or this is a minor arc, the measure of this angle would be equal to that minor arc. So this would also be 125 degrees. All right, let's look at this one. Same thing. So we have the measure of this arc, which is 135 degrees. And since this is a minor arc, the measure of this central angle would also be 135 degrees. Let's kick it up a little notch. All right, it wants me to find the measure of arc GEL. So here is GEL. I kind of like to mark it so I know what I'm looking at here. So this is a major arc. So to find the measure, I want to take 360 degrees and then subtract this section that's not a part of this, correct? So I would subtract 135 degrees, and that would give me 225 degrees. All right, let's look at the next one. This time we're finding the measure of a central angle. It wants me to find the measure of angle YZX. So YZX would be right here. They want me to find this angle measure. So since this is 95 degrees, I know that this angle is 95 degrees. So I would just need to do, 360 degrees and then subtract these two. So minus 95 degrees and minus 155 degrees. So if we do 360 minus 95 and then minus another 155, we get 110 degrees. So the measure of this angle would be 110 degrees. All right, let's look at another one. It wants to know the measure of angle BYX. So let's see, BYX, that would be this angle right here. So we're looking for this angle measure. If this is 145 degrees, then the measure of this central angle is 145 degrees. And if this is 80, this is 80 degrees. So I would just need to do 360 degrees minus 80 degrees and minus 145 degrees. So 360 minus 80 minus 145. And we get 135 degrees. So the measure of this angle would be 135 degrees. All right, let's do one more. And this question has several parts. So first, it wants us to find the measure of the arc ON. So here's ON. This is a minor arc. So since the central angle is 42 degrees, this arc would also be 42 degrees. All right, and then they want me to find the measure of the angle nRT. So here's angle nRT. All right, so again, since this minor arc is 89 degrees, I know the measure of this central angle is also 89 degrees. All right, for the next part, it wants me to find the measure of the arc OTK. So let's see, OTK. So OTK would be this entire part right here. So this is definitely a major arc. So all I would need to do is 360 degrees and subtract this part that's not included, which is 138 degrees. And that would be 222 degrees. All right, and then for the last part, it wants me to find the measure of angle KRT. So KRT is right here. So they want me to find the measure of this angle. Now it says that KN right here is a diameter. So I know that this is 180 degrees, the semicircle here. So all you really have to do is 180 degrees and then subtract 89 degrees. And that would give us 91 degrees. All right, so all the way around the circle 360, halfway around the circle is 180. And a central angle is an angle where the vertex is at the center of the circle, and then the sides of the angle go through the circle. And then that creates an arc. A minor arc is less than 180 degrees, and then a major arc is greater than 180 degrees. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.